Oh, hi there. How are you? Sorry, it's silly me. Sorry, I had my camera on. I was having some sort of strange moment where I was, I'll put the lens on. I was having a strange moment where I was, thinking of myself as a character from the Avengers, specifically Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man. He's a bit of a photographer, not only myself. Sorry, I should enunciate. Hi there again. It's Harjo Atwell, going for Prime Minister of Canada. And so, so just today, I would talk about climate change and carbon cap and tax, carbon cap and trade, with the illustrious President Trump there. So, um, to start off, I would just like to suggest we do not inherit the land from our forefathers. We borrow it from our children. Very, very simple. The importance of environmental concerns and climate change, sir. Um, there is a relationship between carbon emissions and climate change, according to various paleoclimatologists. Now, the cause and effect is difficult to specifically ascertain, but I note that you, sir, have said that it is a mistaken belief that climate change is being caused by carbon emissions. You don't buy that, and apparently it's an expensive way of making tree huggers feel good about themselves. I mean, those damn tree huggers. Um, but you did say at the same time that clean air is a pressing problem. And you did say something about scientifically irrefutable that there will be catastrophic and irreversible consequences for humanity and our planet. It was a signed one-page ad in the New York Times, sir. And so I thought that maybe I could elucidate some things to you. I don't really have like a master's in science. I had a bachelor of arts and science, but I mean, as far as I understand, you have a bachelor's of business administration from Wharton. And so I thought I would just elucidate. I did take climate change inquiry in undergrad, sir. And so I have a basic understanding of the carbon cap and trade system. Of course, you probably know much more about business than I do. Um, so basically, the way it works is, from what I understand, is that there are a certain set number of levels of carbon emissions. People have caps. Then they have to trade their allowances with different companies. And so basically, the overall amount of carbon emissions is capped. And what happens is you trade with another company, that company gets to emit more carbon. The company that traded away gets money, but they don't get to emit as much carbon. No. Sorry, probably made that too complicated. I don't know how to simplify it much more, sir. I'm getting a little hot. So, I mean, realistically, it kind of comes down to there being a basic kind of economic system. How that's right. You have a business degree. You probably get it much more than I do, sir. Um, so there is this system, cap and trade, likely could decrease carbon emissions. Now, to be charitable to your argument, sir, of course, I did write down some notes. Uh, so altered vegetation, land surface characteristics, and the ice sheet extent. Certain paleoclimatologists do suggest that, sir, as being other possible causes of climate change. So, I mean, at the same time, I'm hesitant to sort of take your word as gospel, essentially because, I mean, I understand you have a bachelor's of business administration. I understand you ran your father's real estate business. Um, whether you ran it to the ground, which is beyond me, I really don't know. I'm a real estate lawyer. I don't really know much about U.S. real estate. Um, but what I was thinking was that the extent of your environmental knowledge is probably contained in what we have in, at least in Ontario, sir, as phase one, phase two, phase three environmental site assessments. Which is, visual inspection, document inspection phase one, soil testing phase two, remedial options phase three. And I don't know how much you know about the actual science of how carbon emissions lead to the greenhouse effect and how that depletes the ozone. Especially, sir, you seem to have suggested that hairspray has some sort of effect on the ozone depletion. I didn't get a chance to look into the science behind that, sir. I sincerely apologize. Um, but yeah, I had a little bit of trouble conceptualizing that, just because, well, I mean, I mean, those scientists, the paleoclimatologists, whoever, uh, I think they probably have masters of science. I mean, I think they probably have PhDs, sir. And I don't think that their PhDs are necessarily connected to the length of their ties. I think that it stands for some sort of doctorate. Like they're called doctors, but they're not like medical doctors, something like that. And so I don't know. I was just thinking if you could please, sir, if you could just please elucidate your point a little bit, just sort of explain how um, you came to your understandings, conflicted though they are, about how clean air is a pressing problem and it's scientifically irrefutable, but at the same time, carbon emissions don't matter. You don't want to do the Paris Accord. You don't want to do this, that, and the other thing, but it's a pressing problem. And I just trying to figure out what your position is, sir. I just can't figure it out. Um, so if you could please, I would really appreciate a response. I know that this is some alternate world where you don't even know who I am, but so then I thought I would just synthesize. So I mean, realistically, sir, I haven't studied this topic um, since 2009, when I took the climate change gradient. To be honest with you, like other than like some casual reading yesterday, I think I just did it for the last 2.5 hours max between like eating and like showering and various other things, arguing about stuff with my family. So literally out of breath, sir. Um, but yeah, if you could please provide some sort of response, any sort of response, something tangible, coherent, perhaps involving some sort of like stepwise logical approach to something that actually, you know, uh, maybe you could spell it out for me like I'm a 5-year-old. I think that's what Denzel Washington says in The Bone Collector. Yeah, I think that would work. Sorry, Red is for Canada. I didn't write a poem, but I won't get into that. Again, thank you so much, sir. I really would appreciate a response, and if not, uh, don't worry, I'm just going to keep making videos anyways. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great night.